So come in to lie down on your back. Have your block nearby, just so you can reach it pretty easily. And as you come to lie on your back, just begin with the knees bent. And take the arms wherever they feel comfortable for you. That might be arms overhead. You might want to rest the arms on the body. You might want to rest the hands down by the sides. Just take these first few moments to ease into this space around you. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Then exhale out through the mouth. Take a deep breath in. And exhale through the mouth. You might feel comfortable enough here to close down the eyes. You might even want to begin to just massage the back of the head into the mat. You might want to add in a little movement in the hands, a wiggle of the fingers, a little roll through the wrists. You might want to take it into the feet, clench and unclench the toes, and maybe move through those ankle joints. But just beginning to move into those little spaces in your body that maybe you never take the time to pay attention to. Toe joints, ankle joints, fingers, wrists. And then take the feet a little bit wider than your hips and let the knees open up as wide as your feet. Taking the inhale, see if it's comfortable enough to take the arms overhead, reach into the fingers. And as you exhale with your feet wide, lower the knees all the way down to the right. And as you lower the knees to the right, just begin to let the legs become a little heavier. If it feels uncomfortable to twist all the way to the floor and you have your block handy, you could place it underneath your right knee for a little bit of support if you needed. Or you might be comfortable enough to just allow both knees to sink towards the mat. As you inhale, if your arms are overhead, stretch and reach into the sides of the body. Exhale, softening around the shoulders, softening through the hips. Allowing your breath to become a little smoother with each inhale and with each exhale. With your next breath, begin to bring both knees into the center. Readjust the shoulders and hips if you need. And then slowly allow the knees to fall over to the left. No urgency needed. Just take the twist slow and steady. And if you do need the support of a block or a pillow under your left knee, just slide it on under there. If you're comfortable to reach and stretch the arms overhead, take a deep breath in, reach into the fingertips. And as you exhale, soften here in your twist. Maybe you can begin to feel a little bit of space from your right hip bone all the way up towards your right shoulder. Maybe into your fingertips if the arms are overhead. Focusing your breath into the right side of the body. As you inhale, bring the knees all the way back into center. And as you exhale, lift the feet off the floor so that your knees are in line with your hips. And turn the toes so they look up towards the sky. From here, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Keeping the head and neck on the mat. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, pull the rib cage down towards the floor, pushing the belly button in towards the mat. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, extend the right arm, the left leg. Inhale, come into your reverse tabletop. Exhale, pull the rib cage down towards the floor, extend the left arm, the right leg. Inhale, come back into your reverse tabletop. Exhale, pull the ribs in and down, extend the right arm, the left leg. Inhale, your reverse tabletop. Exhale, ribs pull down, extend the left leg, the right leg, the left arm. Inhale, come through center. And as you exhale, release the soles of the feet to the floor. Bring the thumbs to your lower rib cage and bring your middle fingers towards your hip bones. And just feel the bottom edge of your ribs, the bony parts of your hip bones. And as you take a deep breath in, allow the back to arch and feel the space between the ribs and the hip bones. Take a breath in. As you exhale, pull the rib cage down towards the mat and feel the space between the ribs and hips decrease. Really begin to pull the ribs in and down towards the hips. So not only you can feel the ribs work, but you can begin to pull in the sides of the belly muscles, pull the belly button into the spine. Take an inhale, begin to arch the back. Feel the space widen between the thumbs and the fingertips. Exhale, pull the ribcage in and down to the floor and squeeze the hip bones towards the ribs. Feel the space between the two begin to decrease. Feel the tension in and around your belly muscles. Holding our strong core muscles in here. As you inhale, arch through the spine. Exhale, squeeze the rib cage in and down, engage the core muscles. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, release the tension. Take a hold of your block and place one thin edge of your block against your right knee. And then bring your right elbow into the block. So you're just going to sandwich the block between your right thigh and your right elbow and begin to squeeze the block tightly between the elbow, between the knee. Reach the left foot, the left arm all the way up towards the sky. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, pull your rib cage in and down. Feel the space between the hip bones and the ribs begin to decrease. Engage in your strong core muscles. Take a breath in. Exhale, squeeze a little tighter as you maybe extend your left leg, your left arm. Inhale, lift left leg, left arm towards the sky. Exhale, pull the ribs in and down. Squeeze the block between your right arm, right elbow as you extend your left leg, left arm. A lot of pulling in, a lot of squeezing to engage your abdominal muscles. Inhale, left arm, left leg to the sky. Exhale, release. Take a little squeeze of the knees in towards the chest. Maybe as you rock out the spine here. Keep the left knee bent, release the right foot to the floor. Sandwich your block between your left thigh, your left elbow. Squeeze them in tight. And then begin to take your right foot, your right fingers towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, pull the ribs in and down towards the mat so you feel the space between hip bones and ribs decrease. Squeeze the block between your left elbow, left knee. One full breath in. As you exhale, maybe you can begin to extend your right leg, your right arm. Inhale, reach right foot, right arm to the sky. Exhale, pull the ribs in and down, squeeze the block and extend the right leg, the right arm. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, release the block. Take the feet out as wide as the mat, the knees as wide as the feet. Arms anywhere that feels comfortable for you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, twist both knees to the right. Feel the twist in the waist. Begin to feel a little bit of length along the left side of the body. If your arms are overhead, reach and stretch through the fingertips on your inhale. As you exhale, soften through your twist. Inhale, bring the knees back into center. And as you exhale, lower both knees to the left. If the arms are overhead, stretch into the fingertips on your inhale. Exhale, soften through your twist. As you inhale, bring the knees back into center. And as you exhale, slide the hands behind the thighs and take a little rock forwards and backwards until you come all the way up to find a seat. Cross at the ankles. If your hips are pretty tight, you might want to lift up and sit on top of a block or a pillow or a rolled up blanket. And then bring your block by your right side. Take your block on whichever height feels comfortable for you so that you can rest your right elbow into. As you take your right elbow into your block, push your left hip down towards the floor. Bring the left hand onto your chest. And as you inhale, lift the heart all the way up into your hand. Begin to feel a little bit of space between the left hip and the left shoulder. Take a breath in. Exhale, make a fist in the left hand as you draw your left elbow back. From here, place the palm of the left hand behind the head. Continuing to pull the left elbow back, feel space in the left armpit. Take a breath in. And exhale, left elbow comes all the way around towards the right. Inhale, take the left elbow towards the sky and then press the left elbow out behind you. Exhale, left elbow comes all the way around towards the right. Inhale, left elbow lifts to the sky. Exhale, draw the left elbow back. Take a breath in, bring the chin up from the chest. And then exhale, squeeze the left elbow towards the right. Inhale, left elbow lifts towards the sky. Exhale, draw the left elbow back. Lift the chin out from the chest. And maybe so you can take your left hand towards your right shoulder. Just adding in a little bit more depth here in your side stretch. Take a breath in. So you exhale, begin to reach your left hand out in front, your right hand out front. Folding the chest over the fronts of the legs, aiming your shoulders forward of the hips of the knees. Place the hands either on the floor or a block. And then maybe you can lower down to the elbows. And maybe you can bring your forehead down towards the ground. If you can't meet the floor, then use your blocks to rest the elbows into as you begin to lean forward. And you might even find here as you lean forward, you feel like you're a little bit stuck and tight in the hips. So just wiggle your bum backwards a little bit. Take a little shuffle back and continue to lean the chest forward. You might be able to relax the head, letting the ears come sit between the arms. Take a deep breath into the back space of the heart. Feel the shoulders begin to broaden and expand. As you exhale, soften here in your forward fold. Long breath in. And a long breath out. Begin to walk the hands back into center. Take your block to the left. And just rest the hands over the knees, over the thighs, closing down the eyes or soften the gaze. And as you inhale, lift the chest, the chin, all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, draw the chin all the way into the chest. Inhale, lift the chest, the chin, all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the chin into the chest. Maybe you begin to round the shoulders. Inhale, find neutral. And as you exhale, lower your left elbow to your block. Finding a heightened block that feels comfortable for you. And then push your right hip and sit bone back down towards the floor. Bring the right hand to the chest. And as you inhale, lift the chest into the right hand. As you exhale, make a fist in the right hand and begin to draw the right elbow back. Place the palm of the right hand behind the head and lift the chest a little higher. Take a breath. Exhale, right elbow comes all the way around towards the left. Inhale, right elbow lifts to the sky and then squeezes all the way behind the right shoulder. Exhale, right elbow to left. Inhale, right elbow lifts to the sky and then see if you can draw the right elbow back a little. Exhale, right elbow to left. Inhale, right elbow lifts to the sky. Exhale, draw the right elbow back. And then from here, you might be able to take your right hand towards your left shoulder. Lift the chest, lift the chin out from the chest. Take a breath in. And then exhale, begin to take your right hand forward, your left hand forward. Take an inhale, lift the gaze, lift the chest. And exhale, fold forward over the legs. Maybe it's the elbows to the floor, the elbows on a block. Maybe it's the forehead to the floor or even the forehead on a block. Again, if you feel like you're that little bit tight and stuck in the hips, just wiggle your bum backwards a little bit. Lean the shoulders forward. And allow the body to soften here in this version of your forward fold. Let the inner thighs release. Relax through the knees and thigh joints. You might even take a little sway in the upper body as you sink a little closer to the earth. With your next inhale, reach the hands a little further forward and begin to gaze towards your fingertips. Grip the mat and see if you can begin to guide yourself all the way into tabletop. Once you find your tabletop, spread the fingers wide, wrists under shoulders, and then just find some movement. Rock from side, maybe you take it around in little circles, wiggle through the shoulders, through the waist and hips. Just using your breath to guide you into any tight spots along the spine, across the shoulders, into the hips. You might even feel like you want to begin to work into the wrists a little and turn the fingers outwards. Maybe even continue to turn the fingers around so they look towards the knees as you stretch through the inner wrists. Coming back to find stillness in tabletop. And from here, bring your right hand to your front, your thumb to your lower ribs, your middle finger towards your hip bones. Take a deep breath in and allow the belly to sink and sag towards the floor. Feel space here between the ribs and hips. And as you exhale, pull the ribs towards the hips and feel the space between the fingers begin to reduce. Pull the belly button in tight. inhale, allow the belly to sink and sag to the floor, feeling the space between ribs and hips. Exhale, pull the ribs towards the hips, pull the belly in. Engage in your strong core muscles here, the muscles that wrap all the way around your belly, your sides, your back. Hold the tension in your front, place the right hand to the floor. And as you inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, squeeze the hips towards the ribs a little more. From here, bring your right hand to your chest. And as you inhale, lift your right shoulder all the way up towards the sky. Your right hand on your chest begins to act as a little lift up of your right chest. Feel as if you're dragging the skin across your chest all the way up to the right as you twist through your waist. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, thread the right arm through the left. Bring your right shoulder, cheek and ear towards the floor. As you inhale, find your tabletop. And exhale, squeeze the hips towards the ribs. Engage your core muscles. Bring the right hand to the heart. And inhale, lift your right shoulder all the way up to the sky. Use your right hand to begin to lift the skin across the chest. Pull your right elbow back a little more. See if you can find more of a twist. Take a breath in. Exhale, thread the right arm to the left. Lower your right shoulder, cheek and ear towards the floor. Take in a breath. And as you exhale, place the right hand to the floor. Tuck the toes, sit all the way back into the feet, child's pose. Allow the forehead to come towards the floor. Take a deep breath in, fill the space in your belly with your breath. And as you exhale, soften back into the feet. As you inhale, rise back through tabletop. And as you exhale, squeeze the hips towards the ribs. Begin to work on strengthening around your core muscles. Bring the left hand to the chest. And as you inhale, lift your left shoulder to the sky. As you exhale, see if you can draw the skin up from the left side of the chest towards the sky and twist a little more. Take a breath in. Exhale, thread the left arm to the right. Lower the left shoulder, cheek and ear towards the floor. Inhale, come back through tabletop. Exhale, squeeze hips towards ribs. Bring the left hand to the chest. Inhale, lift your left shoulder all the way up towards the sky. Using your left hand to lift the skin. Stretching the left side of the chest a little higher. Take a breath. Exhale, thread the left arm to the right. Lower the left shoulder, cheek and ear to the floor. So you inhale, come find your tabletop. So you exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs in downward facing dog. If downward facing dog begins to feel too much for you at any point, simply lower the knees and take a tabletop, or just come into a child's pose and relax. Finding a little movement in the legs. With your next inhale, bring the gaze forward. And as you exhale, walk the feet all the way up to the hands. Lift up to halfway lift. Hop forward, shoulders back. And as you exhale, bend the knees and lower the ribs over the thighs. From here, allow the hands to come rest to the floor and dangle the head towards the mat. The deeper a bend in the knees you have, the easier it is to bring the ribs over the thighs. You might never have been able to bring your hands to the floor with trying to keep straight legs, but if you add in that little bend, you'll gradually be able to work on straightening up through the legs. With your next inhale, begin to roll all the way up to stand. Reaching the hands all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, folding forward over the legs, begin to bend the knees, tilt the hips out behind you as you bring your ribs over the front of the thighs and release the hands towards the floor. Allowing the head just to dangle heavily here as you fold over the legs. You might sway from left to right. So you inhale, find your halfway lift. And on the exhale, place the hands to the mat and step the feet all the way out behind you. Find and plank. And then lower the knees to the floor for low plank. Take the knees just that little bit further back behind the hip bones. And then work here, even in this tabletop variation, this plank variation, on pulling the hips towards the ribs to firm up your core muscles. Take a breath in, push the ground away. And as you exhale, twist your hips towards the right. Keep pulling the belly in. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist the hips towards the left. Inhale through center. As you exhale, bring the gaze forward, bend the elbows as you lower all the way down to the mat. Sliding the elbows forward, inhale to lift the heart in your cobra. Exhale, lowering the chest to the floor. Placing the hands on the mat, tuck the toes. Press up to tabletop, and then all the way back to your downward facing dog. Pedaling out through the legs in downward facing dog. As you inhale, bring the gaze forward. Exhale, bend in the knees, step, or you might want to take a little hop of the feet to the hands. Lifting up to halfway lift. Exhale, stick your bum up behind you, bend the knees and lower the ribs over the thighs, folding forward. You might play around here a little bit with trying to lift your hips a little higher, but keeping the ribs over the thighs. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, beginning to rise all the way up to stand, reaching the arms all the way up towards the sky. As you exhale, bend the knees, stick your bum out behind you as you find your chair pose. From your chair pose, sink a little deeper and then lower the belly and ribs flat over the thighs. Send your hips back so your weight shifts into the heels and reach the arms forward. Begin to work on pulling the flesh around the sit bones here. Take a breath in. Exhale, release the hands to the floor, forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back and take a plank. Options this second time to keep a high plank or lower the knees and come back to your low plank, your choice. Wherever you are in your plank, focus on pulling the hips towards the ribs, firm up your belly muscles. Take a breath in and exhale, twist the hips towards the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist the hips towards the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, begin to lower all the way down to the ground. Sliding the elbows forward. Inhale, lift the heart in your cobra pose. Exhale, release to the floor. Bringing the hands by the ribs and shoulders, tuck the toes, lift to tabletop, and all the way back into downward facing dog. A little bit of movement in the legs in downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift and sweep the right leg all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands and lower the left knee to the floor. From here, bring your hands up towards your waist and then use your thumbs and fingers between the ribs and hip bones. Take a breath in and then exhale, squeeze the hips towards the ribs. Beginning to find this neutral spine as you pull your belly muscles in tight. And as you inhale, lift the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale the palms of the hands together and lower the thumbs towards the back of the head and neck. Lift the chin out from the chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, continue to squeeze the hips in towards the ribs. One full breath in. One full breath out, squeeze. As you inhale, bring the palms of the hands forward of the chest, elbows wide. And exhale, the left elbow crosses to the right thigh. Palms of the hands are tight together, elbows are wide. As you inhale, lift your chest up towards your fingertips. As you exhale, twist. Take in a breath. With your exhale, keep the palms together and bring your chest so that your heart looks to the floor. And then place the palm of the right hand to the inside of the right foot. You could even use a block here if you need to. Keep the left hand on your chest. And as you inhale, begin to lift the left side of the chest up towards the sky. As you lift the left side of the chest, you might find that your left foot wants to swing towards the right. And that'll make the movement a little easier for you. Long breath in, lift and pull this left side of your chest up towards the sky. As you exhale, release the left hand to the floor. Option 2, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, step back into a high plank. Or maybe you want to take it into a low plank or a child's pose. If you're staying with your plank, take a breath in and exhale, begin to move through your vinyasa. High planks, low planks, chaturangas. Inhale through up dogs and cobras. Exhale to downward facing dog. If you're pressing back into child's pose, either making your way into your tabletop or your downward facing dog. Take a long inhale as you lift and sweep the left leg to the sky. Exhale, left knee towards left elbow. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step in the left foot between the hands. Lower the right knee to the floor. Bring both hands on the hips. Find the ribs and hip bones. Take a breath in. Maybe you arch the spine to feel the space. And exhale, pull the hips towards the ribs. Notice that space between the two begin to decrease. Long inhale, arms lift all the way up to the sky, palms together. Exhale, lower the thumbs towards the back of the head and neck. Thinking about lifting the chin up out from the chest, take a breath in. And then exhale, squeeze, ribs pull to hips, hips lift to ribs. Take a deep breath in, a deep breath out as you squeeze. Inhale the palms of the hands in front of the chest, elbows wide. And exhale, right elbow twists to the outside edge of the left knee. Keep the elbows wide, palms of the hands squeeze in together. And as you inhale, lift the chest in the direction of your fingertips. Long, slow breaths in your twist. Long, slow breaths out. So you inhale, palms stay connected as you bring the chest through center. And then exhale, left hand to the inside of your left foot, right hand stays on your chest. Option to place a block underneath your left hand if you need. And as you inhale, begin to lift and twist your right shoulder all the way up towards the sky. You might find that right foot wants to swing over to the left. As you inhale, lift the chest up into the right hand. And exhale, see if you can spin your right chest a little higher. Take a breath in. Exhale, release both hands to the floor. Options, step back to your low plank, your high plank, or take it into a child's pose. Your choice. Take a breath. Exhale, moving through your vinyasa, unless you're sinking back into child's pose. Exhale, downward facing dogs. Long, slow breath in through the nose as you lift your hips high, your heels low. If you're in your child's pose, begin to make your way back into your down dogs or tabletops. Inhale, bring the gaze forward. And as you exhale, bend in the knees, step on maybe you want to jump the feet to the hands. Lift up to halfway lift, half forward, shoulders back. Exhale, fold all the way forward over the legs, bend in the knees so your ribs can rest over the thighs. Allowing the head to dangle down towards the earth. As you inhale, begin to rise all the way up to stand, reaching the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bend in the knees, stick your bum out behind you and lower the rib cage over the thighs in this deep chair pose. Take one full breath in, one full breath out. Bringing the palms of the hands to the mat, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, plant the hands and step all the way back to your downward facing dogs. As you inhale, lift your right leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. As you step the right foot between the hands, lift your left knee and thigh up away from the mat and begin to bring both hands to your hips. Coming in towards your high lunge. Take a breath, arch the spine, and then exhale, squeeze the hips towards the ribs. Feel your belly muscles begin to pull in and begin to tighten. Inhale to lift both arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, palms together, lower the thumbs towards the head and neck. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out as you squeeze your belly muscles in. Inhale, hands in front of the chest. And as you exhale, twist the left elbow to the outside edge of the right thigh. High lunge with a twist. Keep the palms pressing tightly together, the elbows wide. And as you inhale, lift your chest in the direction of your fingertips. As you exhale, bring the chest forward. From here, keep your left hand on your chest, take your right hand to the inside of the right foot or your block, spin the left heel in. And as you take your inhale, lift the left side of the chest all the way up towards the sky. Lifting the chin out from the chest. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bring both hands to the floor. Turn onto your left tip toes. And then if your block's just there, just place it in front of your right foot. Take your hands onto your block. If you don't have a block, rest your hands on your right thigh or knee, or even a wall or a chair out in front of you. Take a breath in. Begin to shift forward on the left tip toes. And then as you exhale, lift your left foot towards hip height. As you take the left leg out behind you, think as if you're pressing something really heavy away from you so that you begin to switch on your glutes a little bit more here. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, squeeze your left knee towards your left armpit. Inhale, squeeze your left foot all the way out behind you. Take in a breath. Exhale, bring your left knee towards your left armpit. Exhale, take the left foot back. Press into the sole of the left foot. Begin to bend your right knee and let the left toes tap to the floor. From here, push the heel of your left foot into the mat. If the soles of the feet don't quite meet the floor, then just walk the feet closer together until you can get 2 straight legs with the heels flat to the floor. Take a breath in, begin to lift the gaze. And as you exhale, round the spine, draw the chin all the way up into the chest. Inhale, bring the gaze towards the top edge of the mat. And as you exhale, keep your left hand either on your block, the wall, or even on your right thigh, and bring the right hand to the chest. With your next inhale, begin to lift the right side of the chest all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, squeeze the inner thighs together. Using your right hand to feel as if you lift in the skin all the way up towards the sky as you twist. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bring the right hand back down to the block or the floor, and then turn the entire body around so you face the long side of your mat on the left. Taking your block with you, walk the feet a little bit wider than the hips. And as you inhale, bringing the hands onto your block, lift the gaze. As you exhale, begin to fold the body forward and see if you can rest your elbows into your block. If you don't have a block and your hands are on the floor, maybe you just begin to bend the elbows a little. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bend the left knee and stretch the right inner thigh. Inhale through center. Exhale, bend the right knee, stretch the left inner thigh. Inhale, come through center. As you exhale, see if you can maybe lower your block a little. And then heel toe your feet a teeny bit further apart. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend in through your left knee, stretch into your right inner thigh. Inhale through center. Exhale, bend the right, stretch the left inner thigh. Inhale, come through center. As you exhale, begin to walk both hands around to the left, find in your high lunge legs. Option to step back and take a vinyasa, or step back and take a child's pose, or just hang out in downward facing dog. Using your breath to guide you through each stage. Exhale, arriving in your dog's or your child's poses. And take 3 long slow breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feeling the mat beneath your hands, beneath your feet. Feeling the space around your body that you can grow into. If you're in your child's pose, bring it into tabletop or downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a long breath out. As you inhale, lift and sweep the right leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands, the left foot between the hands. Folding all the way forward over the legs, bending through the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, reaching the arms high. As you exhale, Send your hips out behind you as you find your deep chair pose. Ribs rest over the thighs. Arms reaching forward, or maybe you cactus the arms or even bring the hands in close to the body. Take in a breath. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step all the way back into your downward facing dogs or even into your tabletops. As you inhale, lift and sweep the left leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands. As you step the left foot between the hands, lift your right thigh up away from the mat, and then bring the hands onto the hips. From here, find your ribs, find your hip bones, take a breath in, arch the spine, and exhale, squeeze the hips towards the ribs. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands together, thumbs behind the head and neck. Take in a breath. Exhale to bring the hands forward of the chest and twist. Right elbow to the left thigh. Keeping the palms of the hands together, elbows wide. Inhale, lift the chest up to the thumbs. Exhale, squeeze the inner thighs. Take in a breath. Exhale, keep the hands together and bring the chest through center. Right hand stays with the chest, left hand to the floor on the inside of the left foot or a block, and spin the right heel in. From here, as you inhale, lift the right side of the chest to the sky. Feeling as if you're pulling the skin in your chest all the way up towards the sky as you find your twist. Take in a breath. Exhale, placing the right hand to the floor. Come onto your right tiptoes, finding your high lunge legs. Taking a hold of your block if it's there, or maybe you use your left thigh or something out in front of you. Begin to shift forward on the right tiptoes, take a breath in. And exhale, lift your right leg all the way up in line with your right hip. As you begin to lift your right leg up away from the floor, push the sole of the foot away from you. Your tiptoes want to begin to try and look down towards the floor. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring your right knee towards your right armpit. Inhale, extend the right leg all the way out behind you. Squeeze the glutes, strong right leg. Exhale, right knee comes towards your right armpit. Inhale, extend in the right leg. Exhale, take a bend in the left knee, tap the right tiptoes to the floor. And then push the right heel all the way into the mat. Step in the feet a little closer if you need, until you begin to straighten through both legs. So you inhale, lift the gaze, lift the chest. Exhale, round the chin all the way in towards the chest. So you inhale, begin to bring the gaze towards the front edge of the mat. Take the left hand to the chest. And as you take your next inhale, twist all the way around to the left, lifting the left shoulder, the skin across the chest. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Take one full breath in as you lift the left side of the chest. Exhale, release the left hand to the block. From here, turning around to face the long side of the mat on your right. And then walk the feet as wide as you feel comfortable with. Take a breath in, lift the gaze, lift the chest. So you exhale, think about pushing your hips back up behind you as you fold the chest forward. Beginning to work the elbows a little lower to the floor. If you are using your blocks, maybe you begin to lower the blocks to different levels. Or if you no longer need the block, bring the elbows on the floor. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bend the right knee, straighten through the left inner thigh. Inhale through center. Exhale, bend the left knee, straighten through the right inner thigh. So you inhale, find center. And on your exhale, walk both hands all the way around to the left. Find in your high lunge legs. Options, take it back into a vinyasa or take it back to child's pose. Use your breath to guide you through your movement if you work through vinyasa. Continue into holding on your tummy muscles. And everybody press all the way back to child's pose. Allowing the head to rest down towards the floor. And as you sit the hips back into child's pose, if you feel comfortable enough, bring the hands together and take the thumbs behind the neck. If you feel comfortable with the hands behind the neck, then see if you can walk the elbows a little further forward. So you begin to feel the skin stretch around the backs of the arms into the tricep muscles. Just noticing how you feel here in your child's pose. Is there anything you need to change to make it more comfortable, more accessible? Is there anything you can change to get a little bit more out from it? And with your next breath, begin to walk the hands onto the knees as you sit the shoulders over the hips. And as you inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin to the sky. Exhale, round the spine as you bring the chin into the chest. Inhale, lift the chest, the chin, all the way up to the sky. Leaning the head back if you can to make space between the chin, the neck, and the chest. Exhale, round and through the spine, chin squeezes into chest. So you inhale, find neutral. And the exhale, taking the legs out in front of you, come and lie down on your back with the knees bent. And open up your feet so they're as wide as your mat. Your knees are as wide as your feet. Take the arms where you feel comfortable for you. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, twist the knees to the right. If the arms are overhead, take a deep stretch into the fingertips. Exhale, soften in your twist. Inhale the knees into your center. And exhale, slowly lower the knees to the left. If the arms are overhead, deep stretch into the side bodies as you reach into the fingertips. Exhale, soften. So you inhale, bring your knees back into center. And as you exhale, make your way into your Shavasana. However that might look and feel for you. Maybe you want to take a pillow under the head or a blanket over the shoulders. But just slowly making your way into a place and space here on your mat where you can switch off, where you can let everything release. where you can allow your breath to be your main focus. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly and chest as you inhale. As you exhale, as you can feel the body begin to soften. Notice the sound of your breath. Notice the length of your breath. The length of your inhale, the length of your exhale, and the length of the pause between the two. As you notice your breath, begin to feel your back body on the floor. Back of your head, your shoulders, your hips, your glutes, backs of your calves and heels. And take a deep breath into the whole back of your body. So exhale, release. Notice on the front of your body where the cool air meets your skin. Your hands, your arms, your nose, the bare ankles and feet. Take a deep breath in to the entire front of your body. And as you exhale, release. Lose yourself in your breath, the rhythm of your body, the sensations in your body. Maybe as you become aware of the space around you. And breathe into that space. Fill your whole presence up into your space. You are bigger than just the body you're in. If Shavasana is where you might want to stay for a little while longer, and just stay exactly as you are. If you're ready to move, take a deep breath in and a full stretch of the body. As you exhale, bring the knees to the chest, the hands around the backs of the thighs. And gently rock forwards and backwards until you find your seat. As you find your seat, rest the hands over the legs and then lean slightly back until you can feel the weight of your head over your shoulders over your hips, and your hips sink into your sit bones. As you take an inhale, lift the chest and chin all the way up to the sky. Exhale, rounding through the spine, draw the chin to the chest. Inhale, lift the chest, the chin, finding space between the two. Exhale, rounding the spine, chin into chest. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin, finding space between the two. Exhale, chin into chest. Placing the palms of the hands together, connect the thumbs to the space between the eyes. And take a moment here to thank yourself for making it onto your mat today. Just taking time out to focus on your breath, on your body, on the space around you, the space within you. Thanking you all for your energy and practice today. Namaste.